Every morning, countless people with diabetes reach for familiar breakfast staples without realizing those very choices can send their blood sugar soaring and fuel long-term complications. You've likely heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but when carbohydrate-heavy, sugar-laden or processed foods are on the table, most important can quickly become most harmful. The wrong breakfast not only derails your glucose control, but also undermines heart health, weight management, and overall well-being. In the paragraphs that follow, we'll walk through 7 of the worst breakfast choices for anyone managing diabetes, meals so deceptively traditional that they fly under most people's radar, then offer straightforward, delicious swaps that satisfy your appetite without sabotaging your blood sugar or increasing cardiovascular risk. First up is the classic duo of sausage and eggs. On the surface, it sounds perfect, protein to power you through the morning. In reality, however, most breakfast sausages are processed meats loaded with saturated fat, trans fat, sodium, and preservatives. Those unhealthy fats raise LDL cholesterol, stiffen your arteries, and reduce insulin sensitivity, making it harder for your body to shuttle glucose out of the bloodstream. The excess sodium not only spikes blood pressure, but promotes fluid retention, compounding stress on your heart and kidneys. Meanwhile, frying eggs in the rendered fat only amplifies the harmful load of saturated fats. As a result, a breakfast, largely composed of processed meats and greasy eggs, can trigger unpredictable blood sugar highs and lows, increased inflammation, and greater risk of heart attack or stroke, risks that people with diabetes can ill afford. Instead, reach for leaner protein sources such as turkey or chicken sausage. Look for options with under 3 grams of saturated fat per serving, or even a plant-based sausage made from whole food ingredients. Pair your eggs with fiber and phytonutrients by making a vegetable-packed omelet with spinach, bell peppers and onions, or scramble egg whites and fold in chopped tomatoes and zucchini. Not only will you avoid the artery-clogging fats and excess sodium, but you'll gain filling fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients that help stabilize glucose and protect your cardiovascular system. Next on the blacklist are sugary breakfast cereals. Despite friendly packaging and vitamin fortification, many popular cereals are little more than refined grains and concentrated sugar. A single serving can contain upwards of 20 to 30 grams of added sugar and 0 fiber, ensuring a rapid sugar spike almost the moment the spoonful hits your lips. Without fiber to slow absorption, your pancreas must release a large bolus of insulin to bring that glucose storm under control, and insulin surges can later drive you into a blood sugar crash, leaving you fatigued, irritable, and craving more quick carbs to feel normal. Over weeks and months, this roller coaster pattern weakens insulin sensitivity, promotes fat storage, and increases risk of diabetic complications such as nerve damage and cardiovascular disease. A much smarter choice is steel-cut or rolled oats, cooked with water or unsweetened milk. Oats are rich in soluble fiber, particularly beta-glucan, which slows carbohydrate digestion and produces a gradual, sustained rise in blood sugar. Stir in a sprinkle of cinnamon, shown to enhance insulin sensitivity, a handful of fresh berries for natural sweetness and antioxidants, and a tablespoon of chopped nuts for healthy fats and extra protein. You'll enjoy satisfying texture, balanced macronutrients, and long-lasting energy without the cruelty of a sugar crash. Fluffy pancakes and waffles have long starred at family brunches, but they rank among the worst offenders for anyone with diabetes. Made from refined white flour, often loaded with sugar or maple syrup, and finished with a pat of butter, these breakfast treats deliver a triple whammy of high glycemic index carbohydrates, added simple sugars, and unhealthy fats. A single medium pancake can contain as much carbohydrate as 2 slices of white bread, and everybody loves to top them with sweet syrups that add another 20 grams of sugar per tablespoon. Those ingredients translate into a wildly unpredictable blood glucose surge that places enormous strain on your insulin-producing cells. Over time, this pattern fosters insulin resistance and sets the stage for complications such as kidney damage, vision problems, and cardiovascular disease. Instead, you can indulge your pancake craving by using almond or chickpea flour, both of which are higher in protein and fiber, lower in digestible carbs, and packed with micronutrients. Simply whisk your choice of flour with egg whites, cinnamon, and a baking powder lift, then cook in a non-stick pan. Top with a dollop of unsweetened Greek yogurt, a sprinkle of fresh fruit, and a drizzle of natural nut butter. The end result is a tender, satisfying pancake that delivers controlled glucose release, ample protein, and heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Bagels may seem like a harmless morning staple, portable, filling, and perfect for piling on your favorite spreads, but most bagels are made entirely from refined white flour and can pack 50 to 60 grams of carbs apiece. Without fiber, those carbs convert almost instantly into blood sugar, causing a swift spike followed by a rapid dip that can leave you ravenous and hungrier than before breakfast. Topping that bagel with cream cheese or sweetened spreads only. Add saturated fat or sugar to the mix, compounding both insulin resistance and cardiovascular risk. A healthier alternative is whole grain, sprouted grain or Ezekiel bread, which retains natural fibers and protein and has a lower glycemic index. Instead of a bagel, toast 2 slices of sprouted grain bread, spread with mashed avocado, and top with a sprinkle of chia seeds or a few slices of smoked salmon. You'll still enjoy the toasted crunch and savory satisfaction, but without the carbohydrate overload that sends your glucose meter off the charts. Now let's talk about pastries and donuts, the ultimate indulgence if your goal is to spike your blood sugar under a sugar-coated avalanche of white flour and hydrogenated oils. Each glazed donut can contain over 20 grams of sugar, high glycemic carbs, and trans fats, all of which rapidly degrade glucose control and promote inflammation in arteries. Even fruit-filled or chocolate-topped pastries are little more than candy masquerading as breakfast. Repeated consumption of these treats not only destroys your morning blood sugar, but also drives long-term weight gain, insulin resistance, and heightened risk of heart attack or stroke. If you crave something sweet, try chia seed pudding made with unsweetened almond milk. Combine chia seeds, a dash of vanilla, and a sprinkle of cinnamon the night before. In the morning, you'll have a tapioca-like pudding rich in omega-3s, fiber, and healthy fats. Stir in a spoonful of crushed mixed berries for natural sweetness and powerful antioxidants. No refined sugar needed. Fruit juice may look virtuous, but it's really fruit sugar in liquid form, and liquid sugar is absorbed almost as fast as soda. A single 8-ounce glass of orange or apple juice can contain as much sugar as a soda can, yet without fiber to moderate absorption, your blood sugar skyrockets. Diabetics need the fiber and phytonutrients that whole fruit provides. The juice itself is an empty calorie vessel that sets the stage for a post-breakfast glucose surge. If you crave a fruit-based drink, blend whole fruits with vegetables, cucumber, kale and half an apple, for example, to create a fiber-rich smoothie. That way you retain the fiber-bound sugar release, plus you get vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to help you combat oxidative stress and keep inflammation in check. Finally, we come to breakfast burritos wrapped in refined flour tortillas, brimming with processed meats, cheese, and sometimes starchy potatoes. These handheld meals can pack 50-60 grams of carb in the tortilla alone, topped by saturated fat-laden meats and cheeses that worsen insulin resistance and raise LDL cholesterol. When your first meal doubles down on refined carbs and unhealthy fats, it's a recipe for blood sugar volatility, arterial plaque, and long-term cardiovascular damage. For a diabetic-friendly version, swap in a low-carb, fiber-rich tortilla or a large collard green leaf. Fill it with scrambled egg whites or tofu scramble, black beans for fiber and protein, diced peppers, onions, and a sprinkle of reduced fat cheese. Add salsa or avocado for flavor, without the sugar or added sat fats. You end up with a balanced, portable breakfast that delivers steady energy, satiates your appetite, and protects your heart. By steering clear of these 7 morning pitfalls, greasy, sausage and eggs, sugary cereals, pancakes and waffles, refined bagels, pastries and donuts, fruit juices, and carb-heavy burritos, you can seize the most powerful meal of your day and transform it into a tool for stable blood sugar, sustained energy, and a healthier future. Instead of rapid-release carbs, choose fiber-rich whole grains, legumes, and vegetables. Instead of processed meats, opt for lean proteins. Instead of empty sugar, reach for natural sweetness and nutrient density. Small changes, starting tomorrow, at breakfast, can yield massive gains in glucose control, weight management, and cardiovascular health. Which swap will you make first? Let us know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more research-backed tips that help you thrive with diabetes, one meal at a time.